I don't make me choke on my chicken.
Okay, let's start the podcast. Oh shit, my stream was copyright claimed, probably because of that fucking Just Dance footage. Fucking God, I knew I should have just switched to Final Fantasy. Yeah, so E3 just happened. Just finished up all the major players, minus like Bandai Namco, but apparently nothing's happening with them anyway, so it's good. Uh, this, have done their thing, and now we can talk about it. There's a lot of things that were announced, but I guess we should let's just start by saying, guys, what were your overall thoughts on this year's E3?
It sucked.
Yep.
It was trash.
There was a lot, like, there was just so many, like, cinematic trailers that showed you, oh, this is what the cutscenes in the game are going to look like. It's like, cool. I want to see the fucking game.
So I don't even care.
That's because seeing things like this means that it's going to come out 2, 3, 4, 5 years later. Like, we don't want to see this. We want to see the game.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
And plus, like the cinematic cutscenes were in a lot of cases were for games we already knew existed.
Yeah.
Things like Starfield. Things like I don't know. Jeez, I can't even think. No, we didn't know we didn't know the new Metroid existed.
That leaked.
I mean that leaked, but we didn't know it was a new reveal. Plus that game it had a whole gameplay thing, so that's different. I don't know.
Leaked. We knew about it.
Yeah. That was like one of the highlights, though. I don't know. But yeah, some games really didn't hit the note that they should have, and we really didn't get very many like mind blowing or big reveals. This is like actually now that I think about it, this is the first E3 we've ever had without like a monumental thing to look forward to. Maybe minus Elden Ring, if you consider that like a monumental thing to look forward to, but like I just consider
like, we've already been waiting for Elden Ring. So.
Yeah, I mean,
the fact that they confirmed it existed and showed us a gameplay trailer.
Finally.
Yeah. I mean, it looks really good for sure. But I mean more like I should clarify. Like I don't know, every E3 up until 2019 was the last E3 we had because we didn't have one last year. But every E3 has had like that one big hype game to look forward to. You know, like the one that everyone's been waiting for years. We had Kingdom Hearts 3 one year. We had for more than 1 year. We had Final Fantasy 7 remake to look forward to for multiple years, and that eventually had a big gameplay blowout in 2019. But this is like the first year where like no one had anything monumental to show. Like that has been something that everyone has looked forward to for a very, 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 very long time. Like Beyond Good and Evil 2, MIA. Fucking gone, dude. Not even a thought. I don't know what
Where was
Ubisoft's
Bayonetta 3?
Bayonetta 3, not existent. Reset your
Stop
expectations.
It's a PNG in their back files. Stop it.
But I mean, just yeah, a lot. I mean, there are games that people are excited for that we knew have existed.
What's the next Elder Scrolls game?
That another one too, right? New Elder Scrolls, new Fallout. Nothing on those. Crickets, dude.
He's the look kind of mid. What? Who the hell gives a shit about Redfall? Who cares? Who cares? That game looked mid.
Yeah.
That game looked poopy doopy vampires.
Yeah. Arcane made it, so you know. It's gonna be another Left 4 Dead kind of game. I mean, in any case, yeah, it's just a lot of these. A lot of we haven't seen like that huge next game yet. I mean, there are definitely big games to look forward to. People are excited for Breath of the Wild 2, but I mean we've known about that game, and that's relatively recent too. That was only unveiled 2 years ago now, right? Or was it 2 years or just a year and a half? I think it's more like closer to a year and a half that Breath of the Wild 2 was revealed.
Like that.
Yeah, and then like Elden Ring we've known about, but I mean we've had so many From Software games between when Elden Ring was announced and now revealed that it just feels like another From Software game is coming out. So I'm not really like, oh man, I've been waiting ages for this. You know, it's just whatever. I mean, I'm excited for it, but yeah, it's just whatever. Again, not a whole lot of huge announcements, but So let's just go into what's a game everyone's really excited for. The big game you were very much happy to see, and is now on your
Bayonetta
radar
3.
that it was announced and shown
Oh,
off.
Psychonauts 2, obviously. You know, the fact that it's coming out in goddamn August after not hearing things about it besides, you know, the leak that the fucking release date leak.
Yeah, yep. We haven't heard about it for years, and the last thing they even showed us was that VR game years ago. So,
Like, we got gameplay. We got gameplay footage from the game. We got a release date. Like, it's real. It's happening. You know?
definitely excited for it. That's one of the big. I mean, I don't know. It's very rare that a 3D platformer comes out, especially from a studio who's already known for making very good games, and it's a sequel to a game that everyone's been looking forward to for a while. So yeah.
One of the biggest cult classic of the last couple decades.
Mm-hmm. Tyler, what about you?
It's like nothing really stood out.
To say Elden Ring. God damn it!
What do you mean to say Elden Ring? It's like I want to see some actual gameplay of Elden Ring. Like, they announced it, it's like, oh, Elden Ring here. It's like, okay, we already knew it was coming. You're gonna show us something we don't already know? No? Cool.
You know, excited for Starfield.
Listen, I've only ever heard.
We don't know anything about Starfield, dude.
Listen, according to Rod Ballard, it's Skyrim in space. Ooh.
It's a Han Solo simulator, they called it. God damn it.
I don't know, the Outer Worlds 2 trailer made me laugh.
I mean, that was funny, but like, it's funny, but at the same time, it's like, okay, you can't make fun of video game culture and then do the exact fucking same thing that you're making fun of. That's just a cop-out, dude. Like, they made the joke, oh yeah, we're doing this trailer that, you know, this isn't going to be in the game, and oh, it's a CGI trailer, and we have the whoosh sound, and oh, look at us, we're so relatable and funny. But, like, you didn't show us the fucking game. You did the same thing that you made fun of people for.
Yes, that's why it's funny.
It's not funny, no, it's not. It's annoying.
Zach, I just don't think you understand comedic genius like the rest of us do. You're just not funny.
The punchline shouldn't be making fun of yourself. The punchline should be making fun of other people. God damn it.
Listen, this is 2021. Millennial humor has risen up, and millennial humor is very self-deprecating, Zach. You need to get with the times, old man, all right?
I'm just a boomer, okay.
Anywho, I like the Blood Hunt reveal trailer. Not for the reveal trail, the Vampire Masquerade one. Not for the sake of, oh, hey, it's a Blood Hunt. That looks good. It's the sake of, if you guys are coming out with this, then the base game must be closer to coming out.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would hope. So I don't want this Blood Hunt game, because it looks like a Battle Royale game.
They said it was going to be like a vampire battle royale game. That's what I heard.
I'm surprised you didn't see anything from the Final Fantasy VII Battle Royale.
Back for Blood, that was another trailer. But we already did that.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
something that they FromSoft has announced with Elden Ring, though, we were talking about it before, was just to backstep for a second, was that we were wondering like how the game was going to play, like what was going to set it apart with its open world, and it seems like my initial thoughts were kind of right, because they said it was like it's going to be kind of styled like a Zelda game, right? Where you have a big open area you can explore that has, you know, a bunch of secrets hidden in it, and you could explore anywhere. But the linear portions are the 6 dungeons that you can essentially just, you know, do in any order that you want. Is gonna
go from like a big open world where you can go anywhere, and then these 6 dungeons that are like big story places you have to go, for them to make them super linear. I was like, at least let me explore this dungeon. Like, let there be like secrets or like something around.
Well, I mean, no, I don't think.
I don't want to feel like I got a big world. I'm in a big room, and then I feel small room. Well, until I finish the small room, then back in a big room.
I think the dungeons are gonna probably be more like traditional Souls-like levels. And then,
at least with the Souls, there's like multiple ways to go and like secrets.
I mean,
most of the time the secrets are stupid and not worth it, but
That's probably what they're going to do with the dungeons, is what I meant. Yeah, I don't know. But I mean,
Beat this super mini boss, get like a coin. What's the coin for? Oh, you give it to the guy. What does he give you? Nothing.
I think Critical made a really good point in his video on Elden Ring 2, is that the horse actually is going to be a big thing that makes a difference in the game, is riding the horse around. Because that's something that's like a level of movement and ability to traverse a world that you haven't seen in a Souls-like game before. So
Yeah, so you don't have to like walk slowly throughout it. It's definitely going to be.
yeah.
Hopefully, it's definitely going to be a big world.
Is this going to be the From Software's answer to Breath of the Wild? Probably. Probably. But yeah, you were talking about Back for Blood, the trailer.
Yeah, because I know they showed the like a reveal trailer for Back for Blood, and then they showed a monster trailer for Back for Blood.
Yeah, they showed like a PvP trailer and announced that
Yeah,
the game's gonna have a PvP mode, and then
it looks good.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm definitely gonna play it. But it's Left 4 Dead, but different.
Mm-hmm.
But
I can't Gaben just count to 3.
No,
Really?
Gabe Newell just can't count to 3. He didn't make it that far. He only made it to 2nd grade.
Oh,
He only learned to count 1 to 2. He only knows how to count 2 by 2.
He does look like Al.
But I mean, yeah.
I was interested in the Redfall game, but again, it's just a.
Oh, that's another one. No
trailer.
gameplay, just cinematic
just
trailer, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
they throw all these characters that they all got different abilities and stuff. Okay, they're fighting vampires and zombie type thing. Like, it looks good, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be one of those games that's top down and you use the right analog to turn and shoot.
I highly doubt that. It's being developed by Arcane, so it's probably gonna be like I felt like it was gonna be like a first person shooter, because that's what Arcane does. They're doing they did Dishonored, and they're doing Deathloop, so I highly doubt they're gonna deviate from that. And they did Prey, so yeah, there's no way they're gonna deviate.
Which one?
The reboot from like 2017 or 18.
Hey, but you know that game that we're gonna put as much time into as Friday the 13th, Evil Dead.
Oh yeah, dude, the Evil Dead game. That one looks. It definitely looks.
Friday the 13th.
Looks that type of bad that we can put in enough time into it and have a good time.
I just hope it comes out glitchy, but funny glitchy, right? Like there are glitches that make me laugh, because that's what made Friday the 13th so enjoyable for me. It wasn't that the game was really good. It was that the game was just so broken that the most random shit would happen, and it was the most hilarious thing ever. Like flipping over someone's car, and then the game didn't know how to handle it.
Or Jason grabbing somebody and then somebody hitting him and then him just floating off.
Or Jason grabbing someone, and then that person's body goes floating while he's doing the grabbing animation. And it just keeps going and going and going. Yeah, here, Jason. Yeah. Man, that was such an entertaining experience. Yeah, I mean, so the Evil Dead game, I'm hoping will be that level of fun, but maybe it's just the nostalgia I've had for Friday the 13th that makes me that optimistic for it. But at the same time, I don't know, it looks interesting. I'm always down for a new co-op style game like that, especially if it's drawing inspiration from old school horror flicks. So probably gonna play it for a month and then not play it again.
Yeah.
Just like Killing Floor and like the Dead by Daylight.
No, see, we play Killing Floor.
We play Killing Floor at
once a
least.
year.
Yeah.
That's a continuous 1 month. There's a difference between that and just a month.
And we enjoy it when we play it for that few days.
Yeah, Killing Floor 2 is a fun time. It's just I can't play it all the time because it, yeah.
How'd you know? No.
Yeah. No.
Like, they come out with a lot of like Diablo-like games. Like there's the Diablo 2 remaster.
I was gonna say like
Yes.
the remaster of Diablo 2.
There's the Dark Alliance game, and then there's the Lost Ark game, which is literally all the same. They're just all the same. They're Diablo-style type games. Which is like, okay, nobody really asked for this.
I mean, the Diablo 2 remaster looks okay, but I just kind of wanted Diablo 4 news, and they didn't give it to us, so...
Yeah, like, why do Diablo 2 remaster?
Why
It's been
don't?
so
Yeah,
long.
I
You
don't
could have
know.
did Diablo 4.
I feel like they're just using it as a tech demo for Diablo 4 to figure out how to do this shit on next gen.
But like at least on Diablo 3, they had events that changed the graphics back to Diablo 2 when you got to play a certain exact mission as Diablo 2, but where your characters from Diablo 3. And you beat it, you got some specific for doing the mission. And you could stay there, you could run the game, like change the graphics, everything. Get certain weapons, armor, meet certain characters. It was pretty much like a small part of Diablo 2 in Diablo 3. And they even did it with Diablo 1 as well. Like you guys, like they're just milking Diablo 2 now. Like everyone's here, wanted the next game, like wanted this for you, and you just give us a reboot. It's like Blizzard's just like, how do we get money by putting in the least amount of work? I was like with Overwatch, all they did was make it a little bit faster and redo some of the characters.
I don't know. They probably just see a lot of fans and people want it, and it's like the least accessible Diablo game right now because I'm pretty sure they remastered the first Diablo game not too long ago, right? Not wrong on that.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure they did.
Yeah.
What's like one thing in Diablo 2 is like there's so many moves that are just like area effect attacks where you literally use it and everything around you gets hit or dies. That's a majority of the game. It just takes out the, hey, run to this enemy and do this, or keep your distance, do these moves, or like it's literally just, oh, get in the middle of them, push this button, bam. Can't get in the middle of them, who cares? Push this button, all dead. It's a lot less work in Diablo 2 than there was in the rest of them.
Oh wait, no, they didn't remaster Diablo 1. Fuck. Why didn't they remaster Diablo 1?
That's next year.
But like,
Yeah.
you can't play Diablo 1 easily. Like, I don't fucking know. That's weird.
They'll just package Diablo 1 remaster with Diablo 4.
You got 3 and then you got 2. Subtract 2 from 3, you got 1. There you go.
Math. I hope you came here to learn, kids, because we're going to teach you a little something about 1 + 1 equaling 1 on a bun, baby.
1 + 1 equaling 1 on a bun. Yeah. So I mean, that was one of the things I notice is that like all the developers are copying themselves this year too. I don't know. Do you guys notice that? It's like everyone's trying to make a new Left 4 Dead. Everyone's trying okay, not everyone, but there's like I saw multiple developers in studios trying to do the Left 4 Dead thing. I saw multiple developers trying to do the fucking Godfall thing. Like there's
people do like that
Babylon's
anime
Fall.
slice 'em ups.
Oh my god, the anime slice 'em ups. And then like the thing I noticed is most frequent this year is that there are so many devs doing the whole you like Octopath Traveler, we like Octopath Traveler.
Yes.
Like holy crap, dude.
But a lot of those were on Xbox.
Yeah, no, there's the what was it? Crap, what is it called?
Tales or something, wasn't it?
No, it's
Oh no, something Chronicle. Something.
yeah, Euthanasia
Chronicles or something.
Eucalyptus Chronicles.
Yeah.
Okay, it's Uden Chronicle. It's Uden Chronicle. That's it.
Uden Chronicle.
And
That's what it's called.
and like that reveal made me laugh because it's like the prequel game is called Uden Chronicle Rising, and it's going to be like a town building simulator, and that's coming out next year. And then the game that they showed gameplay footage for, which is Uden Chronicle 100 Heroes, is coming out
like
2023. Like, what the fuck? Like, why?
Why?
And then they're doing like they announced they're doing pixel remasters of Final Fantasies like 1 through 6. And everyone, including me, just kind of assumes, okay, that means you're gonna be octopathing them, right? That's probably what that means. Like I don't know. They didn't really show what the games were gonna look like, but
If it's just gonna be like, oh, we just ported them over to
but they already
current console, so they look like that. It's like, okay, I can just buy that on my phone.
didn't they already do that though?
Not on console, no.
Oh,
At least not for all of them.
okay. I thought it would be like redoing all the games and like the you know, the Octopath
Yes.
style. Yeah, I brain
I mean, if they
farted
do
there
it in
for
the
a second.
Octopath style, I'm like, okay, damn,
That's too much work
that,
though for 6 video
yeah,
games. Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if Square Enix would be
But
doing that.
Octopath
Well,
is
it's not like they're
literally
doing anything else, so.
Hmm. But what you
Look
gonna
at
say?
Square Enix, the Final Fantasy game.
that didn't. Oh, that no, the other one. Sorry, I was like Final Fantasy 16. You mean the one they didn't show? And then I was like, oh yeah, there's the other
Oh.
one.
Yeah, Final
It's like
Fantasy
it was
Origin,
weird
Strangers
because
of
like just
Paradise.
looking at like the trailer and like everything, it's like I'm kind of iffy about it. I'm kind of iffy. I need to see how it plays, and then saw Zach play the demo, and I was like, okay, you know what? I think I'm sold on this game.
Yeah.
I think I'll grab that.
Yeah,
Gameplay's kind of fun. Gameplay's
yeah.
kind of fun.
Like I do like the whole like the parry system. Like even in the demo, you got a shit ton of gear.
Yeah,
Like so many different gears, so many different weapons. Like I do like the if you want to do magic, you got to switch to a magic
class.
yeah, magic class. Um the switching magic thing is weird, but
It's so unintuitive. It's
like
gross.
just looking at it, I was like this I was like I could definitely see myself playing this. But even as you were fighting
Chaos.
question mark. Like just watching, I was like, okay, like when you first get into it, you're like, okay, this is he does a lot, you could die really fast. But then after, like your 20th try, I was like, he does like the same 5 moves. And then he goes into his second state and he's like, he does this like the same 5 moves, but this time he added 2, and some of the other moves have like explosion type things.
Well, I mean,
Like
this.
they weren't as
Yeah.
they weren't as like deadly as like the other Souls
Oh
type games.
no.
I mean, no, you walked up to him, he was slashing, you were like, yeah, let me parry that, parry that, parry that.
Okay.
You threw a ball at me, parry that, parry that. Oh, you doing the one move that I can't block? Oh, let me just step aside slowly and punish you in the back. Oh, you're doing parry that, parry that. Oh, fire sword. Let me just throw water at you mid thing. Yeah, parry that, parry that. It's like this. I get the feeling if you get a build later on that you just deal like just shit tons of stamina damage and you have a ridiculous amount of like parry stamina, you're never going to lose unless there's an enemy whose 90% of his moves is unblockable. But I don't know. So I can definitely see myself getting into it. I do like the whole you can switch weapons and it switches your outfit too, so you don't have to stick to one outfit that has a medium of both sides. Your allies, they need to boost the allies because they need to.
Oh,
Leave
fucking
Donald and
Donald
Goofy
and Goofy,
alone.
bro.
Leave them
Oh
alone.
my
What are you talking
god.
about? That's Prompto and
Gladio.
No, hold on. Why does Ash sound like Drebin from Metal Gear Solid?
Why he got a burly, deep black man's voice? He don't look like that.
What do you
He doesn't look like that.
He's Square Enix Black, my guy. Do you not know this?
He looks like the dude from Ghost of Tsushima, dude. Yeah, he don't look like.
You know, Chief, I'm gonna say it.
So you're saying he looked like Shin Sakai?
Hold on, dude. I think you're off the pack right now. I think you're smoking that pack right now.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Okay, all right. Nope. Okay, but yeah. So the game. I mean, I played it. I thought it was pretty fun. But my thing with it was like there were some things that I think needed to be refined, and obviously the game's still early enough in development. But they gave us so much to roll with on this, like that. I'm surprised that they didn't show any gameplay during the Square Enix live stream, because like that was a beefy demo. That was like an hour to like an hour and a half of a demo.
Like, it felt like, because in Neo you have to like select the mission, then you go somewhere, kill some things, at the end you fight the boss. I get the feeling that's what this game is going to be. Like, it's not going to be like once you beat the boss, a door opens and then you go to the next area. I'm pretty sure once you beat them, it'll probably do a cutscene and then bring you back to a main screen and then to the next mission, or you can choose the next mission, or you can redo it. Like, it's going to bring you back to a screen. And then you're going to be able to pick your next one. Of course, the story is going to be way better than Neo, because...
That's debatable.
No, it's not debatable. No, this game had cutscenes
Ah,
explaining some stuff. I'm
ah,
talking about Neo 2. The
I
Neo
haven't played
2
Dio 2.
story was barely there. Like they just kind of showed you stuff and was like, "Am I supposed to know who that is? What? I don't." Oh,
I don't
he's
know.
dead now.
Final Fantasy stories haven't been that great lately, so I don't know. Maybe.
But at least they have stories. Like at least with Neo 2 with the mission, like do a mission, pull out, do a mission, pull out. He never really had time to put in a story, whether or not it was good or bad. With at least the Final Fantasy, like when you met Chaos,
Chaos.
when you met Chaos, like they at least had like a little, cinematic thing. There was like a girl talking. It was like, oh hey, that's just like okay, so there's a little bit to it. And another thing, he kept doing the what the fuck was it? I just fucking had it. The Ganondorf grab.
Oh my god, that command grab, dude. Oh, that shit's so annoying. I mean, like the fight itself, I was just being an impatient asshole. I always do that when I play Souls-like games. But I mean, the fight itself wasn't necessarily like I wouldn't call it difficult. I would just say it's like you have to learn his patterns and figure out what he was doing in order to effectively um
Beat him.
you beat him. And I mean, we were talking about this with other Souls-like games before, but like it's gonna fall into that trap like other Souls-likes did, where the game wants you to play a very specific way, and
Yeah, I was just about to say.
if you do not play that way, you will be punished. Like there is no way you're doing that fight without parrying. There's no
That's the other thing,
possible
it's
way.
like, at least this game has the illusion. It's like, oh yeah, you can bring their health down. Yeah, it's gonna be difficult, yeah. Or you could just do the 5 times easier one of just breaking his stamina to bring his health. Like, and even fighting normal enemies, when you crystallize and break them, you have iframes while you're doing it. It sends out an explosion that staggers enemies, and any other enemy that's down also explodes.
Mhm.
So it just makes the mace is the best weapon in the game so
Yeah,
far.
the mace is the best weapon in the game.
It starts you with a great sword, and it's like, oh my god, it's a great sword, and then they give you this little stick. It's like, okay, oh, I'm doing big stamina damage, and I can do magic.
And the fact that the mace comes with in the mage class too, it's like literally busted. And like
I don't know if they're gonna like, because I don't know if every mace is gonna come with every magic.
oh no,
If
it's
they change it so
it's
like,
not
hey, these.
no, it's not tied to the weapons. It's tied to your class. So
Like at least you started and you had every magic. Like if they're gonna start the game like that, it's like okay,
Well-
magic's kind of broken.
Well, no, you
I don't think
didn't.
it's anything else.
You didn't have every magic. You just had every level 1 magic. That's different.
No, because you had like fire, then you could power.
You
it
could
up to
power it up, but you could power it up to Firaga, but like you could also like if you notice they only
Yeah,
all of
there's
them
like a
only
bar.
consumed 1 MP, so I'm assuming that you
so
could
I'm very
unlock
yeah,
new
you get,
magics,
like,
yeah.
Fire level 3, so it does like more. But
Mhm.
I know you had flare, but you couldn't use it.
I
Pretty
could
sure you need.
I needed 3 MP, but I could have used flare at some point if I wanted to. I just didn't think it was worth it. Like you have to build up so much to get it, and yeah, I don't know. But I mean, the entire thing with like the whole dungeon leading up to Chaos wasn't that difficult. I mean, it kind of had like that Dark Souls unfairness to it. You know, like there was a little bit of that with
All the bats just coming out of nowhere.
the bats were one thing. That room with like the 80 billion wolves, dude. Oh my god, I hated that room. And I mean, like, it wasn't difficult. It's just like I had to lead them up to the area with the bomb and then blow them all up at once. But I mean, that wasn't that bad. But you know, like and then the wall things that wouldn't die. But yeah, I don't know. But the game itself really wasn't super difficult up until the boss. But the boss wasn't necessarily difficult. It was more like, hey, the game wants you to play a certain way, and you need to learn this enemy's patterns, and that takes time and trial and error. Like that, like this is a type of game where I realize like there is going to be probably little way that you're going to beat a boss first try. Like, and that's kind of like how Neo 1 was, you know, like because you had to learn
all my bosses first try a new one.
rebuttal.
You had to learn a lot of enemy patterns, and then once you learn the patterns of the bosses, that's when the game started becoming easier. You had the tools. I mean, like Sekiro is a better example. Like you had to learn the timings to parry enemy attacks in that game, and that required trial and error. There was no getting around it. Like
Yeah, but at least with like at least in Sekiro, you know, when the bosses they'll do like certain moves, like sometimes they'll just come out with a move and then go right into another move. So it's like, okay, I got to parry. Oh shit, I got to parry. Oh jump! Like you got to stay on your feet. This one, it was like he did a move, parry, hit, parry, hit, parry. Oh, he's doing the ice move, parry, move, hit, parry. Like it was slower than Sekiro. I'm pretty sure as you go along with the game, it's going to get faster, or he might throw in some unblockable attacks that, you know, if you're a certain distance close to him, you're not dodging out of it. But I know it's a demo. They don't want it to make it, you know, ridiculously hard, but it just seemed a little bit too easy.
yeah, again, I think in terms of even on a hard difficulty, the challenge isn't like when it comes to Souls-like games, the challenge comes from how the games are designed, not necessarily how difficult the fights are, how much HP you have. It's the level design, it's how you're meant to approach combat encounters. And if the game makes it easy for you to use really broken exploitable options that are obviously better than other things and obviously tells you this is the way you need to play the game, then it's going to be easy, not necessarily by difficulty standards, but by design standards. Because you're going to find the one way that works and you're going to roll with it. Again, that was kind of what happened with Sekiro. It's why I haven't finished it. It's like that game wants you to literally parry everything, and it's impossible to play the game if you don't. And it's just like you get tired of that after a certain amount of time. And yeah,
Monkey.
monkey. Yeah.
That was funny.
And I mean, I think that's the beauty of like the original Souls games, is that they really give you the ability to play the game the way you want to play it. Like, but ever since they've started doing the like the spin-off games like Bloodborne, like Sekiro, and then like other development studios have had their hands in it, like each of them have just been pigeonholing you into playing the game a certain way, and that certain way is just it's just but yeah. Yeah, so Final Fantasy, Stranger Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin. It's a game. I'm excited for it. Hopefully it'll be really good when it comes out next year. We still don't have a release date or window, but next year is good enough for me. Hopefully it's earlier on the side of next year and not later.
In 2024, and you'll like it.
That's Final Fantasy 16.
No, that's the Final Fantasy VII Prelude episode.
7 Part 2.
No, not Part 2.
Part 2 is
the
2030.
Prelude episode.
Yeah. So let's what else was announced and shown off? So one of the things that surprised me that I'm actually excited for, and it's coming out soon, is the Guardians of the Galaxy game. They showed off there was a one big thing they talked about for a very long time at the Square Enix press conference. And you know, like, I am a vocal critic of the Avengers game. I did not like it at all. I thought it was an extremely rushed, poorly made cash grab that really tried to ape the license of the Marvel Cinematic Universe by literally making the Avengers squad like really uncanny designs of the superhero film counterparts that did not look.
New Black Panther that looks like Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, like stuff like that.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you haven't seen the trailer, Tom.
No,
He
I
looks.
don't keep up with the shit. That game sucked, and I think it was stupid. But that's not even the right person.
Yep, exactly. But
He was a bad guy.
yeah, but in any case, Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of Avengers. Really repetitive gameplay. You fought the same three enemies over and over again. You did the same thing, and the characters were not in depth enough to justify the length or the fact that they wanted you to keep replaying it over and over again. When you literally just had two missions you could do, and that was it, and you had three bosses you could fight. And Guardians of the Galaxy game, developed by the same exact development studio, only this time it's a marriage of game ideas and genres that I think is going to be radically different and a lot more exciting than what the Avengers tried to do. Because Avengers tried to do the Destiny kind of thing. They tried to make the live service game, and like I remember too this from my video, but one of my big criticisms of the Avengers was that like I thought the only way an Avengers game would ever work is like you had to make you had to make a Marvel video game universe before you made an Avengers game. Like it's the only way it's going to work. And after the Marvel Cinematic Universe did it and they did it so well, like you have to have a game that focuses on Captain America. You have to have a game that focuses on Iron Man. You have to have a game that focuses on Black Widow.
That hype.
I mean,
the game coming together.
Yeah, like something that lets you connect with these versions of the characters and makes you feel something in terms of a connection to them. Because
like what they were doing before the game.
Yeah, like or just like tying everything together, making you have some sort of ability to recognize them and feel like they're actually the Avengers team. And like in the short, like 10-hour campaign experience that was the Avengers game, you really didn't get that. They really didn't give you enough to go off of that made you feel like connected to this cast. They just felt like another version of the Avengers. They just felt really boring. They felt like the Avengers. This is exactly why I call it that. But
it's like they never really made you feel like the hero. Like you play as Hulk, you feel like you're hitting someone as like they're your equal.
Like you're a chimpanzee.
Like, it's this little dude. You hit him, it goes, and then he super armors through it and hits you. It's like I'm fucking Hulk. There was probably 3 things in existence that can super armor through my punch. It's like I don't like.
And he's one of those 3.
Or you're playing as Thor. You hit them with a hammer. It's like tink, 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 tink. Like, what is?
But in any case, yeah, the Avengers game kind of flopped for a myriad of reasons, but the Guardians of the Galaxy game is like my answer to that in a weird way, because it's a game that's focusing on the story of the cast of the Guardians of the Galaxy, like the standalone movies would. And it's not trying to ape the convention of one style of game in order to be a marketing move. Like, it is a single player adventure that is the perfect marriage of types of games that works perfectly with the Guardians of the Galaxy license. It is Mass Effect meets Devil May Cry. To me, as a fan of Guardians of the Galaxy, that screams Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, that is literally what a Guardians of the Galaxy game should be. Mass Effect meets Devil May Cry. And you got it. They got it. And I mean, like, just by that premise alone, I'm excited. Like, the game looks okay so far, but like, what has me excited is that the game, it seems like a genuine passion project. Doesn't seem like they're just rushing something crappy out. Doesn't seem like they're just trying to, follow a trend in a video game circle. They're actually making a game that works well with the license that they're borrowing. And I appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to it. And hopefully it'll be really good. So yeah. Them's my thoughts on the Guardians game.
I get the feel like with it, like, definitely, like, the music's gonna be bangers. Because, I mean, it's Guardians of the Galaxy. They always got some bangers.
Yeah, the music's gonna get me copyright claimed.
What?
Like, there's definitely gonna be comedy in it. Because, all of them, they got different, personalities. I mean, it's definitely gonna be a comedy. Just looking at the gameplay of it, it's just like, I'm iffy with at least the combat. Like, I'm iffy with the combat. Like, I'm not 100% sold. I'm not against it, but I'm hoping there's more to it than just that. Like, I'm hoping there's open because it's got like that God of War
Linear style, yeah.
like traversing, but at least in God of War there was like multiple ways you could go sometimes. You could like backtrack to some places. I hope it has something like that, and I really hope the story is good. Because if they have all these great things, and then they just kind of mush like a story together, it's like, okay, we made everything. What's the story about? Just put some stuff together. And it's like you just blew it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the problem with the Avengers game was that like it stretched itself too thin in its story, and like they had 3 villains, but they didn't have a really big threatening force that really made you feel something. I mean, MODOK was MODOK.
That's like literally what they did for the DC movies, whereas the person who made them hasn't read or watched the DC comics or anything. That's what it felt like with this.
Yeah, but I mean, like
threw Scientist Supreme in there. Okay, do you know how many people know who that is?
Or care?
Yeah, exactly. You threw MODOK in there. Like, okay, MODOK, cool. And you totally changed how he got that way. And then you took away the visions, the Mind Stone from him. You gave him... There was nothing there, no explanation.
Yeah.
It's like, you messed up. You changed so much.
But I mean, the Guardians game, as long as they focus on one storyline and they really try to hone in on one central villain and the entire cast, I think the story could be really good. And I mean, the one thing that has me excited about it too is that it's borrowing from Mass Effect with the kind of you choose how the world continues and your choices will impact the journey. Like you make decisions that will probably make your crew members mad at you or will impact your missions that you do. Like I'm assuming that like in the demo, right? So like you have the choice to either put Rocket sell Rocket or Groot. And I'm assuming that means, okay, whatever gameplay segments you have upcoming, you'll either not have Rocket or you'll not have Groot, and you'll have to figure out how to work around not having either of those.
It's like, because I know when you did, it's like, oh, if you change your mind, it's like, okay, Rocket will remember that, or Groot remember that, or Drax remember, like, or if you made a decision, they didn't like it. It's like, okay, is that going to lead up to something?
Mass Effect 2 suicide mission, boys. Someone's gonna die.
Like, these are the Guardians of the Galaxy. It's like, if they have all these changes, like, oh, this person hates you, do I not get to do their companion missions? Do I lose out on some abilities, some weapons, some armor, a side story? Or does it build up to something bigger? Like, if I piss off that they don't like me, does that lead to another Guardian dying at the end of the game? Like, if it's just like little things like, oh, they don't like you, so you don't get to do these moves with them. That's like, okay, so I have to be nice to them to do this new move that may or may not be useful.
I feel like it would impact story decisions later in the game though too. Like it would probably be something like
story decisions that don't really matter. Then it's like,
well, I mean, I feel like it would be something more like, oh, I feel like the end will probably be the same, but the journey will be different, and that's something that I can appreciate with the game.
That's another thing. It's like the ending for like a game with decisions, and like you can, like you're saying, you get to change how the world is. For the ending to be the same, that's just like.
I mean, as long as the journey
is the illusion of choice, then I got all these choices, but in the end, it's the same thing.
No. That's I think that's pretty reductive as a way to look at it. Like, because sure, like if the game ends the same no matter what, fine, okay, whatever. It's about like the illusion of choice is like you make a decision, and no matter what, the whole entire journey you do, the method that you do it, everything is going to be the same no matter what decision you make. But like if like for example you do enough things that piss off Gamora, and then at a really pivotal and critical plot moment she just ditches the party, or maybe she doesn't listen to you and she walks off and does something, and then it opens up a whole new quest line where you have to go get her back or something, like, but it still leads to the game ending the same way. That gives you a choice and expands the game in a certain way.
Yeah, it's like gives you a new story, like from A to C, but the B changes.
Yeah, the B changes.
I would want the C to be like C and then C sub A, C sub B, C sub, like I want there to be multiple endings to games that have like decisions of like Dragon Age has multiple endings and multiple things. Of course, people can die in Dragon Age.
Yeah.
Like a bunch, like Mass Effect. That game has decisions. A lot of people, your whole team
Well,
can die.
yeah. I mean, that was Mass Effect 2, but yeah.
Yeah, well, it's like at least in Mass Effect 3, they had 3 different endings.
No, they didn't have 3 endings. No, so the difference between like okay, so for the a big example, the difference between like something like Mass Effect 3 and what would be good, like Mass Effect 3, there's got to be context in it too, right? Mass Effect 3 sucked. The ending sucked, I should say specifically, not the game itself, but the ending sucked because you could do anything throughout the entirety of that game. You could make any decision, you could do anything, and then you're left with 3 choices that none of the decisions you made up to that point will impact whatsoever. Like you can go through the green door, the red door, or the blue door. And those are your endings. And it doesn't matter how you got there, doesn't matter who you killed, doesn't matter who you left alive, doesn't matter what you did. The game ended depending on what door you walked through. And that's stupid, because that means none of the decisions you made had an impact when the game promised that the decisions you made would have an impact. Like, and that was the problem with Mass Effect 3. I just wanted to get off my chest.
It'll matter.
Fuck that.
Do you think, like, with Guardians, at some point they're going to need to, have like an end goal type thing, like something that they're fighting toward, or something to protect or guard, whatever.
Probably.
If there's gonna be something like, okay, we need to stop. Let's just say Thanos. We stop Thanos from like activating this, and then he's like, oh hey, but we could use this to fix this, or we could do this. Like, if it's choices are given, like if they speak about things that could happen, but the ending is the same, then it's like, okay, your game was good, game was great. The ending kind of dropped off. Like, it kind of just took, like, the last mission is kind of just, this is the big pivotal, big choices are made. Like, this is one that, this is a choice that you make based on the choices that you've already made. That changes it. Like, this is what it's all leading up to. If it all leads up to the same thing, then it's like, okay, so none of my choices in-game had anything to do with end-game. It's just in-game for that moment, maybe for a side story or another thing there. Like, I want there to be multiple endings in a game like of this caliber.
Yeah, I mean, that's, again, I just don't think it makes a huge difference personally, but I can understand where you're coming from. As long as the decisions have an impact in one way or another, yeah, and the game in and of itself facilitates it gives you a reason to replay it throughout. Because like the reason why I want a game that lets you make decisions like that is because I would eventually like to replay it and see how the journey differs if you make different decisions. Like, that's why I replayed through the Mass Effect games, dude. Like, I played through as Renegade Shepard one time because I want to see how the game's gonna go when I do Renegade, and how differently the missions turn out and what options I'm left with. Versus Paragon Shepard. I don't do that in Mass Effect 3 though, because it punishes you. But
it's like, at least for like I was about to say Avengers. If in Guardians, if at the end of the game, like, depending on how your team likes you, that depends on how many people leave before the final mission or how many people leave after the final mission, like something like that. Like, not, hey, this person didn't like you, so it caused another person to die. It's like, you need to have a reason to, work with the people. Like, if you're just like, hey, I like Groot and just Groot. It's like, okay, well, now that you do everything Groot says and nobody else likes it, have fun going through the last mission with just Groot because everyone else left.
Star Fox 64.
Oh, no, what do you think, Tom? Me and Zach have been talking.
First off, I don't give a flying fuck about Avengers, so you're asking the wrong guy what the fuck I think about Marvel games. I don't care about Marvel in the most part. I think the game looked fun. I think the potential that it has with decision making is definitely something. I don't know. I'd like some different endings that weren't Mass Effect 3-ish. That'd be pretty fucking cool because that game sucked. Kamala Khan has bigger hands than me, so I feel emasculated. That's why.
Kamala smash.
Yeah, that feel when Kamala Khan has more strength than the Hulk in a game.
Speaking of Smash, let's get into the Smash character
Should have been
announcement.
Dante.
I just want to say that reveal for Kazuya.
One of the best.
No, that was one of like
That's mid, bro. You're
Like,
capping. You're
out
off.
of all
No,
the
the-
other characters. Out of all the other characters, they had like a more in-depth cinematic to it, like more, build up to it. This, it was kind of just like, yeah, here I am.
No. Wait,
No, Dead Ganon was kind of fun.
it was one of the best trailers. I should clarify. That was one of the funniest trailers for so many I mean, it opened up and I first recognized that it was going to be a Tekken character. I don't know who it was going to be because, it could be like anyone throwing someone off of the fucking cliff there.
Literally be Jin or Kazuya.
Yeah, or it could have been Heihachi.
Or Heihachi.
Yeah, so like...
Or Jinpachi.
Or yeah, that's true. That's true. But I mean, like, when I saw it, I was like, okay, this is Tekken. What are we doing? And then he literally tosses Ganondorf into the pit. Then he tosses Captain Falcon. And when he tossed Min Min, I died. And that was like, that was
When he kicked her leg off.
Yeah, they're kind of funny.
Like, it was, then at the end, he just dropped Kirby and then Kirby floated back up.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, they could have led like Kazuya, Jin, and Heihachi.
It would have been, that would have made a lot more sense than
You
just
literally,
Kazuya.
at least you could have done Jin and Kazuya. They're literally the exact same fucking character.
Yeah, like literally the exact same, except one of them's angrier,
Yeah, like
and
you
that
could've-
changes on a day to day.
The worst, like the most work you would have had to done is make them Echo Fighters and just change their stances slightly and maybe a couple moves.
Yeah.
But like, I'm cool with Kazuya. I fucking guess. I don't know.
I don't know. It's...
Kazuya, I was like, okay. I mean, it's good.
He looks like Terry Goldar. He looks like Terry.
He's a Shoto, okay? He's a Shoto. Let's just say it. He's a Shoto. That's what they're calling them now in Smash, the Shotos. He's the Ken Ryu Terry kind of character. He's a Shoto.
Yeah, he's a fight character. The characters have existed before this. He's an arcade fighter.
But I mean,
Show these nuts.
I mean, I don't know. It's
like there was no build up in a cinematic trailer.
I don't know. I feel like there was, but in any case, I think I enjoyed it. I think it was a pretty decent reveal. Though it's not necessarily in terms of like raw hype level one of the most exciting or like unpredictable ones. I mean, Bandai Namco's been working on Smash Bros. They only had one character up before this, which was Pac-Man. So it's pretty obvious they would probably want to put their second biggest gaming franchise of all time, which is the Tekken series, as a character in the game. Whatever. But I mean,
out the Street Fighter.
I'm surprised that I'm genuinely surprised that they chose Kazuya though, because like I feel like the games recently, I mentioned this earlier, Tyler, but I feel like the games recently have not been necessarily focusing on him in the slightest. It's been mostly focusing on like Jin or
Lars.
Yeah, or Lars. Lars.
I don't know. The last Tekken game, Jin was asleep throughout the entire game.
Yeah.
At the end of it, he wakes up.
Yeah. But I mean, like, but in any case, they've been not focusing necessarily on Kazuya. So, like, but I mean, it makes sense because he's like the legacy character. He's like the first big main character and who eventually turns into a villain and shit, But, like,
He's always been a villain.
Whatever, in terms of, the progression and view of the story. But I mean, so it makes sense, but it's just, I don't know, it's a little weird to me because, like, a lot of people looked at him who like maybe haven't played Tekken in a minute and were like, or recently got into Tekken, are like, who is this? Is that Jin? That's not Heihachi.
But like such a large roster of Tekken characters. Bro, they could have put in my girl Christy.
You could have put in Bob. You literally could have put in Bob. You could have put in Bob, my guy.
You could have put in like Alice. You could have put in like
one of the Jack robots.
Paul Phoenix.
Bruh. I want to see that high top fade. I want to see that shit.
God.
The blonde blunder. Oh, dude, the bear needed to be in. That was.
They could have put in my boy
King. They could have put in
fucking King. Nah, dude, they needed to put Eddie Gordo in. I don't know why they.
Put put in Christy
Christy or Eddie Gordo, yeah.
Christy or Eddie Gordo.
Fucking based capoeira dance on the across.
I got
the
another
stage.
guy. I forgot his name. I think his name's Panther, something like that. But he's got an afro. He's in Tekken Tag Tournament too.
I don't know that.
He's got a big afro and he does capoeira. He's stuck in the 70s.
Stuck in the 70s.
Hendrix?
Yes, Jimi Hendrix, the capoeira master.
Yeah, from the 70s.
But I don't know, like, because he, like, when they were showing off his moves, that man got a lot of moves.
It just kind of looks like when he's in the game, it's just Tekken.
Yeah, like, they definitely did a lot. It's definitely going to be a lot of comboing. Like, he has a 10-hit combo.
Oh my god.
And that dude, the camera angles, whenever he goes into one of his fucking command grabs or one of his grabs, it goes straight into the fucking camera angles from Tekken.
It's definitely going to be a lot of, he's definitely going to be a high-skill character to master.
He'll be like Ryu.
But, like, just like normal Tekken, if you mash buttons, he's still going to be good.
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird because, like, Shoto characters like that aren't that good in Smash Ultimate just because, they just get outranged by all of the sword fighters in the game. They get spaced out by everyone.
Really bad recoveries.
Yeah, so, and we haven't seen Kazuya's recovery yet.
Well, I'm pretty sure we saw his recovery. They just didn't do it off the edge. They just did it as, like, oh, here's this move.
I'm sure.
I didn't really.
Sorry.
I mean, he has a demon form. I would hope that he
literally has
fly.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I'm sure Devil Kazuya is gonna be busted. Just like one-winged angel Sephiroth is busted. Just like Terry Bogard's KO.
Busted.
Go Sauce Terry.
Go Sauce Terry busted.
Hey guys, be Sauce Michael here.
Hey guys, are you okay here? What's poppin'?
I mean, it's definitely scary fighting Terry when he has his Go Sauce, but you know.
I mean, yeah, if you let him touch you, sure.
The same thing with Little Mac once he has KO.
No, that's different. That's much different. Yeah.
No.
Little Mac's never scary.
No. You can literally throw him. You can throw him. On top of that, the fucking KO punch is one move. Go Sauce is literally half of Terry's kit is now fucking scary.
I'm actually genuinely surprised that they for King of Fighters, for example, with Terry, they put all the characters from King of Fighters in like the background of the stage and everything. Why didn't they just put like everyone from the Tekken games in the background? They just put Heihachi there and let's do it.
Because this game is for good boys and girls. Do you remember?
I want to see Yoshimitsu. That's it.
Hey, that's a lot of licensing. Yoshimitsu is in every other fucking fighting game, man. That's a lot of licensing.
Hold on, Yoshimitsu though. He can actually heal as one of his normal moves.
Passive.
I mean, he could also stab himself. So
yeah, it's just as passive.
And teleport. They should have thrown in Yoshimitsu.
They should have just literally done fucking Heihachi.
Yo, Brian Fury. He'll have an invincible projectile mode, because that man can stop tank shots.
Brian Fury's mid, bro. That character's poop.
But he's a badass war machine, though. Yoshimitsu does kill him.
Bro, he looks like he belongs in a discotheque in the 70s.
Yo, Jack 5. Come on.
Jack 5.
The original gun Jack.
Man.
Missed opportunity. Should have put Bob in. But
yeah.
Whatever. Honestly, should have just been Dante. Should have just put fucking Dante in. Dante would have been better. Dante would have been cool. Dante would have been better.
I should have just put in Bayonetta 3.
But Smash.
Listen to this man.
Smash is for good boys and girls.
Isn't that right, Hideki Kamiya? Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Hideki Kamiya said it doesn't exist, though.
I don't give a fuck what Hideki Kamiya thinks.
You don't give a fuck what the director of
Now he's trying to take it away like he got caught with his hand in the cookie jar. Get out of here.
What else was I wanted to save all the Nintendo stuff for like a bulk. But is there anything else you guys wanted to talk about before then? Any games you saw that?
Did we talk about Wonderlands at all?
Oh no, we didn't. Oh shit. Yeah. We don't know anything about it, but it exists and it's coming out.
Early 2022 D&D Borderlands, baby.
It's gonna be the Tiny Tina DLC, but a full video game probably.
I mean, that was one of the top 3 DLCs of all time. IMO.
Yeah, it was really good, and I need to see what the game's gonna be like before I make any big judgments. But I mean, honestly, as long as we know who is directly developing it, and as long as the character list and the focused characters that they have are going to be good, then I think I'll be okay with it. As long as they don't focus on like Ava, as long as they don't like try to rush in a lot of really crappy mechanics like the zero gravity thing. As long as they just make it a straightforward like D&D style Borderlands experience, I think I'll be fine. I think it'll be
they're
a
gonna put
pretty good
accent
game.
in the game.
I mean, that's fine. I don't
They're
really
definitely
know.
going to put Roland in there as like.
No.
Yeah, no, Roland
They're
will.
gonna have a statue.
Roland will be okay.
Yeah. So like Roland's going to be like a statue or something. Because I mean, it's Tiny Tina.
Yeah,
But
Tina
it's
won't
gonna
let
be
Roland
voiced
go.
by Kevin Hart.
By Kevin Hart.
No, that's the movie. We don't talk about that.
Wonderlands is coming out. It's gonna be something.
Yeah.
We got to see what it actually is gonna be.
Like, I don't know. I don't know how I'd feel about there being character creation in Borderlands. Like soup to nuts character creation. I feel like that would be weird.
I mean, honestly, that's kind of what they've been aiming toward in general lately. I mean, I like playing as like the originally created characters from the series, but when you can customize them so intimately as you've been able to in Borderlands 2 and 3, to me it's just like I don't really care, whatever, it's fine.
Right, just like Andromeda.
Exactly.
What?
Yeah. Having pre-established characters and then having a spin-off game that you can try to create your own fucking custom character in and then try to tie everything together. No.
What? But I'm not even getting into that. That doesn't make any because Ryder is an actual character in Andromeda. It's not a spin-off character. And Shepard.
No, it's a spin-off character.
I mean, and Shepard was again. You can make your own Shepard just like you can make your own Ryder. So I don't.
No. Shepard's a character. Ryder's not a character.
I just want to know if this Tiny Tina game is going to have. It's a D&D type one. Is your armor and clothes going to change based on the stuff you have equipped?
Yeah,
or is
probably.
It just going to be like you have to go to one of the changing station things and change there, or is there going to be a lot more that you can change wise?
Yeah, that's something I actually hope. I hope like
you're going to be able to like layer your weapons as like other. Well, not other D&D, but like D&D style type games, like at least
layer
nowadays.
Your weapons as like other popular weapons from the series.
Or
popular weapons.
I would definitely like to see them expand the customization beyond just guns and let you wear different armor sets and wear armors in the game that would adjust your stats as well. Similar to how they did the rune thing, or the rune thing. Yeah, I guess it's runes, right? I don't remember what they're called in Borderlands 3. It's been a while since I played it. But yeah, like to give you armor, let you customize it, and it actually affects your stats, as long as they don't try to sell you that shit. But I don't know. Gearbox is all about that cosmetic microtransaction, so there's no way they're gonna let you.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Honestly, I feel like what would be a pretty welcome change as opposed to gun loot, I feel like just giving gun parts would be better.
I mean,
because let's be real, in every Borderlands game, there's like 5 guns you're gonna want, and you want specific versions of each gun.
Being able to switch out the parts of guns on top of having the specific guns would be good, but I don't know.
Yeah,
how much they're gonna do,
that would I like you earn specific bases, so that way you earn the gun model, and then from there you earn you go get the specific grip you want to get, or you go get the stock
specific magazine, with different elements.
Exactly. Because
I mean, it is a D&D style play. I could definitely see that. See that happening.
I just think it would be better than having to farm 5 million times for one version of a specific gun, and then that's like 80% of the gameplay after you beat the story.
Yeah, but if they do something like that, then it's going to be a drastic drop in the types of guns, or there's going to be like a severe lack of parts. Like you could have like a double anarchy, but there'll only be 30 different types of attachments, or not attachments, 30 different type of parts you can switch out, of SMGs, 30 different type of switch outs for an assault rifle, 10 for pistols. I hope they have a lot.
That's more than what they already have for each weapon type.
Well,
Wait,
like,
hold on,
well,
wait.
like, I know it's Borderlands. I would hope that they go all out with it. Like I hope there's like close to like 500 or so for each. Now I know most of them is going to be like, hey, put this on and you deal 0.8 more damage, or you shoot 1.2% faster if you switch this out. It's like, okay, these are just trash, which you know is fair in a Borderlands game. Sometimes you get two of the same guns, but one of them shoots rockets and the other one shoots fire. It's just RNG.
You know, honestly, now that I think about it, I don't think they're gonna do switching out gun parts. Though I think what actually they might do, and it would tie directly into the D&D aspect of it, is I think they'll probably let you re-roll your guns. So, like, if you want a specific variant of a gun, you re-roll it, and then it randomly pops out a new version of the same gun.
I mean, that would be cool.
And
If they're gonna do something like that, then it'd have to be like once you beat the boss.
Like that's how
you can re-roll.
Yeah.
No,
or if like before you pick it up, you can re-roll it on the ground. But they have to like have set times that you can re-roll it,
or
you have to have
or you have like you have to spend a shit ton of iridium or some shit.
Yeah.
I don't know, like
or whatever the currency in that one is.
Yeah.
It'll be iridium.
It's Tiny Tina. Who knows what it can be?
Tiny Tina's the currency.
You feed the gun to Butt Stallion, she poops it out as a new variant.
Yeah.
That's gonna be it. There you go. I've made your game, Gearbox. Give me money.
Crystal shit.
Crystal shit.
Crystal shit.
Okay.
So if that game does come out, I'm playing as Tiny Tina.
If Tiny Tina's a character.
I don't know if that's an
Oh
option.
yeah, let's talk about the casting they have for this. Like Andy Samberg, like
Will fucking Arnett, my god. Like what?
Like who thought these people would? Why?
Who was the other big name? There's one other big name that had me like, what the fuck? Hey,
Google.
Yes.
Who are the voice? Okay, here we go. Hold on. Andy Samberg, Will Arnett, Ashley Burke, Wanda Sykes.
Wanda Sykes. Yeah.
And that was like, who the what?
Wanda Sykes
in a Borderlands game.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
Are any of them in a Borderlands game?
I mean, fucking Kevin Hart's in a Borderlands movie with Roland, so I mean, who cares anymore, right?
And Butt Stallion.
I wonder who's gonna voice Butt Stallion.
Alrighty then, moving on. So, the next game. As long as we don't have anything else we wanted to mention that's non-Nintendo related, because I know this is gonna be the time where Tyler tunes out. I'm
just calling me out. Wow.
You don't even. I mean, you don't
Tyler,
care.
do you own a Switch?
What were you saying, Zach?
So, I mean, Nintendo had their E3 event. I would say it was probably the best one out of everyone's, but that's not saying a whole lot because everyone else's was such trash that, like, it just seems like it's like they released a really meh presentation with two good announcements, and then that was it. But I mean, yeah. So a lot of things were announced at the Nintendo E3 Direct that were pretty good. I was happy about some things. Looking forward to a couple games. I guess one of the things that surprised me and I'm happy about is that they're releasing essentially a remaster of old Mario Party boards in the Super Mario Party engine, and I am actually excited for it because it's super faithful. It looks like they're just playing it safe and doing the old school Mario Party thing. They're not introducing the new Mario Party type shit where everyone's in a car and you gotta work together and you gotta use the Joy-Con motion controls and the game has all these wacky shitty random elements to it. It's old school board game with all old boards with the straightforward mini games, and it's just simple. And I appreciate it because, like, it's been a while since we've gotten that out of Mario Party, and that's what the fans have wanted for a very long time. And it's online, and it makes sense to me now why they just randomly put Super Mario Party online.
Dude, that's like my favorite part of the announcement is that they're actually going to be implementing multiplayer. Like
You already know the netcode's gonna be trash, though.
oh, of course, of fucking course, it's gonna be awful.
That's Nintendo. Come on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, you're playing on a potato right now that plays at 480p. Like, come on.
Yeah.
You're playing
Get
at 10
internet?
FPS. Come on.
10. Whoa, where are you getting 10
You
from like a 5? Fucking. I mean, with all that's really all Mario Party needs to be. Like, that fucking all the classic mini game, 100 mini games, my guy. I'm in. I'm in. This is like that. What was that DS? When they released that like Mario Party game that was just the mini games.
Was
like
it
the top
Mario
10
Party All Stars? Was that it?
Was it?
I think
I
it
don't remember
was.
what the title was.
I think it was All Stars because wasn't it
I-
All Star mini games?
Yeah, something like that. I think I don't remember. I think it was. But yeah, nobody wanted that, especially since all the games they put on that they claimed were top 10 were all trash.
And it was a
They all
DS game. Like, I don't know, man. If you want to fucking get cramps or some shit, go ahead.
You're playing Mario Party. You're gonna get cramps on whatever fucking system you play on. That's non-negotiable.
It's all a matter of whether you get
Oh.
cramps with your friends.
Mario
Yeah.
Party, the top 100. That was it.
The top one, yeah, that shit was trash.
And Mario Party, the top 100 was actually just the mini games too. It wasn't even the
Yeah, that's what-
boards.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I
the
said.
top
Oh my
100
God,
mini
yeah.
games.
Yeah,
It's so ew, ew,
on a DS.
ew,
Yeah.
Yeah,
ew,
pretty ew. Yeah.
ew.
See, I want to see the list of mini games. That's the thing, all right? Because
I think once you bought it, they had like a list inside
Oh yeah,
that
no.
showed you all the games.
I think he means for the new one that's
For the
coming
new
up.
one, for the-
Yeah.
new game.
I mean
Because
the
if they're just putting Mario Party the top 100 in this shit, we're gonna have a
well,
problem.
no, it's 100 mini games from the original 64 games.
Oh wait, what?
I believe so, right? That's what
I
they.
thought it was just 100 of
Oh no,
100 mini games.
yeah, from the entire
count.
count.
Specified or not? I really don't.
No, the boards are from the N64 era, but the
Yeah.
games are just 100 mini games from the entire series.
I swear to God, if it's just Mario Party the top 100.
I hope not. Yeah, that would
I
But with
kind
the
of.
board.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. As long as the mini games are good, it's fine. But it's definitely the most out of left field announcement. I didn't think they would be dropping another Mario Party this soon. The Switch has had 2 original Mario Parties, not a single original Mario Kart, and
That's another thing.
yeah.
They show Mario Kart.
yeah, no, there's not gonna be a Mario Kart. It's fine.
Dude, Mario Kart 8 is too successful.
It's selling way too much. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was hoping we would see it, but I don't think. I don't think
I'm
we're gonna
surprised
see it.
Mario Kart 8 isn't like up for best continuous game at the Game Awards for like the past 2 years, dude.
I mean, I guess Mario Kart Live counts as a Mario Kart game, right?
I guess. I mean, I technically sure, but it's also like not. It's like
Enough.
like one of those little mini go-karts you buy for your kids. I don't know. But that's not a video game. That's a chore.
Yeah. So let's move on to the next Nintendo-related thing.
It was the Mario Rabbids game.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about that shit. That was at Ubisoft's.
I kind of forgot that was
Like I saw it, I was like, okay, it's Mario Rabbids. It's like XCOM, but then as you said while you were streaming it, it's literally like a circle area that you get to move around in and do like your certain number of moves. And I'm pretty sure wherever you're standing, that's where you're at.
Mhm.
Like it's not gridded anymore,
Yeah, they're removing the grid, which is definitely appreciated.
which was like a part of the big allure of it.
I wouldn't say allure. I mean, the first game was really baby's first XCOM. Like it really was. It was super simple, very straightforward. The grid simplified it in a way that made it easy to digest for people because you knew the exact. It was like Fire Emblem. You knew the exact spaces that your party members would be hit and wouldn't be hit, and you had the ability to limit your movement options, and it felt very meticulously designed. Having more freedom of movement here will definitely give you more to play around with, which I appreciate. But I hope it's just not an illusion type thing where it's like, hey, it's still the same thing, but your character could just move around a little more. But I don't know. I'm hoping that with this game that they kind of up the ante with the difficulty and the gameplay and give us a lot more to roll with in terms of gameplay options. Because that was like, again, the one big criticism I had, or the couple I had actually of Mario Rabbids was like, oh yeah, the game was just really simple, not much in terms of a challenge. And then the other was like that the gameplay was just the game itself was just filled with nothing but slapstick, stupid humor.
Wow.
Yeah, it was blah and poop jokes and toilets. And like that is just so like juvenile and weird and just not at all like it's entertaining if you're 12. Like Mario plus Rabbids would have been the greatest game ever for me if I was 12 years old.
I mean, it is a kid's game.
But
Children.
But this new one, but I mean, you can make children's media and make it appealing to adults too. We've watched SpongeBob growing up. Okay, it's a perfect example of media that has the potential to be.
Do you like new SpongeBob?
I meant old SpongeBob. You know what I mean?
I know, but everything changes over time.
But what I'm saying though is you can make media that has an appeal to both adults and children.
Does old SpongeBob really appeal as much to children as it did to us?
When we were children, it did.
Well, when we were children, but this is for the new generation of children as well.
Well, I mean, there were still the stupid slapstick humor things when we were kids, and plus there's shows now that I would say are pretty funny and are relevant and are made for kids, but also can appeal to adults in a weird way. Like there's that what is that show? I see it a lot. It has the little blue thing in it. I forget what it's called.
Foster Someone Imaginary Friend.
No, it's a newer show.
Dragon Quest.
It's on Cartoon Network. Wait.
I think the fact that me and Tyler don't know and we probably all never watched it kind of is like the test.
I mean, I don't know. What I'm saying though, I mean, like I've seen clips of it and I thought it was funny. Oh, Gumball, that's it. Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, like
that show's full of like innuendos and a bunch of like
like
kids are like, this is funny, but we're like, oh, that's real.
Yeah, that's what I mean though. Like so like you can make a show that has appeal to adults and to children. You don't have to do one or the other.
I don't know, man. I don't find Gumball funny. I think Gumball's kind of mid.
I don't know. They be saying some funny and some real stuff in there.
I mean, on occasion, sure, but it's kind of just mostly mid.
I don't know. My point though is like the trailer for Mario Rabbids definitely seems like it's veering away from the slapstick comedy and going more in terms of the territory of giving us reasons to make our what's the term I'm looking for? It's giving charm to the characters and injecting personality into them that is not just blah and toilet noises. Like
it's making them dwarfs.
Yes. I mean, I like that just because it's giving a new angle to it that I hope is a consistent theme with the game, and it's not just the blah Valkyrie boobies toilet humor.
Whoa, wait, hold on. You didn't like the boobies?
Thought it was stupid.
Well.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, moving on. Mario Rabbids gonna be a game, definitely a game. Shin Megami Tensei 5. That's November.
You mean SMT Nocturne 2, baby? Go, baby!
SMT Nocturne 2. Yep.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Woo! Yeah, baby. No, I haven't been waiting for this. No.
So, Tom, take the floor.
Oh, man. Oh, geez, Scoop. You know, they like just released this game, like, what was it, 2 months ago?
Nocturne, yeah.
No, Shin Megami Tensei 5.
Released it?
Yeah, because they're the same game.
Oh, okay.
I mean, as from an aesthetic standpoint, kind of almost from a... I mean, It's just a contemporary Nocturne. The aesthetic is way too similar. The character designs, the models, it all looks the same. I honestly think it's just going to be an easier Nocturne.
The same way I felt about Breath of the Wild 2 is what I felt about this when I saw it. I was like, okay, now it makes sense why they remastered Nocturne. Just like when I thought, okay, now it makes sense why they remastered Skyward Sword when I saw Breath of the Wild 2. So like it makes complete sense to me. The games are obviously very similar in their design and aesthetic. And it's obvious that this game is drawing inspiration from Nocturne in a lot of ways. And I appreciate that, but like, I don't know, man. I'm just kind of a little deflated with Shin Megami Tensei games, only because they haven't been doing anything new ever since they were a thing. And yeah. I think we'll see that right between this and Nocturne. Like, how much of the game is actually going to be different from Nocturne, which released like over a decade ago?
There's really nothing that discerns one from the other aside from one looks newer. It has a new coat of paint over it. Like
they're what made me want, or what makes me like the Persona games a lot, is that they added in new elements to them that makes it separate from just your standard JRPG, and it keeps building on that with every installment in the Persona series. And even Strikers was different enough to make it stand out and feel different. But like the Shin Megami Tensei series, the core series, has been the same, like, really brutal JRPG series that it's always been, just, you know, without very much variance in it. And I don't know. I think in terms of the series and its legacy, it's time for a bit of change in how it does things. And especially now, since I see the character models and the assets, and they're just ripping this shit from Persona 5 and Strikers. Like, it just all feels really derivative to me. And I'm hoping that that maybe when the game is closer to release and we get the demo and everything, that we see the newer aspects to it and it feels newer. But as it stands right now, man, I'm just like, I'm not really that excited for it. It just looks like another JRPG SMT game to me. And that's unfortunate. I mean, because it's the first one in a while, and I'm sure a lot of people are really excited about it. But I don't know. I don't know. I'll just buy Nocturne. Like, that's how I'm looking at it.
It's gonna be a lot cheaper, probably.
Yeah.
No. That's not no. It's on the Switch. No. No. That's not how Nintendo works. No.
But yeah.
I mean, I'm still gonna buy SMT5. I'm gonna be real with your cheeks.
Okay, moving on. Super Monkey Ball. No.
Skyward Sword HD.
No.
I mean.
Okay, in terms of actual exciting announcements that people care about, Metroid Dread was announced for Nintendo Switch, and that is a game I'm looking forward to. It's gonna be good. I'm happy first, it's been like 19 years since a new 2D Metroid game has come out. New is the optimal word, because they remastered Samus Returns on the 3DS a few years back, but that was a port or a remaster of an old game. Metroid Dread is the Metroid 5. It follows directly after Fusion. It is a new Metroid game, a new 2D Metroid game with brand new ideas and a brand new a concept, and I'm here for it. And I want it, and it comes out this October. The big thing about Metroid Dread is that it's a Metroid style game with the Resident Evil Mr. X chasing you around, pretty much, and that's the game.
Because they had a few different ones chasing you that could do different things.
Well, no, so it's not that they're different. It's just that they have different colors that signify what mode they're in, right? So if it's green, that means they're scanning. If they're yellow, that means they're looking for you and they're in pursuit. And if they're white, that means they found you and they're tailing you. And I guess the different colors will also indicate what, like, senses they can depict on you. So like the green ones can
How
see.
you can avoid them.
Yeah, so like Samus has like this ability where she can cloak herself, and if a green one stares at her, she cloaks herself and she can just stand there, and then it'll scan the area and it won't see you. Some of them are respond more attunely to sound. So if if you don't move, then they won't see you, like dinosaurs. And then yeah. So I mean, the game definitely looks a lot. It looks like it's separating itself in a way that makes me excited for it, because it seems to be drawing a lot of inspiration from horror titles. And a horror Metroid, 2D Metroid game is definitely something. I mean, a 2D Metroid game is something I've wanted to see for a really long time, just because it's been forever since we've gotten one. But even with just the title, Metroid Dread, like, it's obvious they're trying to instill a horror vibe into the game, and I appreciate that, because that's a direction I've always wanted to see Metroid go in. So yeah.
Yeah,
good game.
I definitely like Metroid going in that direction. I don't know. I feel like the early Metroid games always kind of had that like slightly creepy feel to them, but not like horror-esque. More so just aesthetically, like with the with the fucking Mother Brain and all that shit, and So I kind of like the idea of them just going full-fledged horror into it, or potentially fully fledged horror into it. That'd be cool.
Oh shit. Okay, sorry. So yeah, Metroid Dread, it's coming out. I don't believe it's real, because this game, the idea of Metroid Dread apparently was something that's been in development for like 15 years now. It's going to be on the DS. And the fact that they just made it now. Like, I saw the developer interview, and the dude was like, yeah, we eventually thought we were going to do it on DS, but it didn't work. And we tried to do it on the Wii, and it didn't work. And we were like, I don't think this is ever going to work. But then the guys at Mercury Steam, who made Metroid Samus Returns, did such a good job with it that we're like, we'll give it to them. So, like, literally an idea trudged up from 16 years ago is now in a game releasing in 2021. Nintendo, everyone. that's it.
Woo, yeah, baby. That's what I'm waiting for, literally.
16-year-old games. Woo, yeah.
Woo.
Oh yeah, they're remastering Advance Wars 1 and 2.
So we're gonna talk about Advance Wars, but we're not gonna talk about WarioWare.
Okay, fine. Zelda.
I like your compromise. Let's go.
So Zelda. That was so like deflating as a Zelda thing. Like, I don't know. For me, I'm excited for Breath of the Wild 2, but like, okay, they start off talking about Skyward Sword, which is coming out next month. Okay, yeah, Skyward Sword HD, whatever. The Zelda game that people are really divisive on. Cool. And then Eiji Aonuma immediately goes, here's a Game & Watch console with the first 3 Legend of Zelda games on it. And we're looking at this and we're like, okay, why? And then he says, well, we don't have any other games in development for the 35th anniversary. Well, okay. Thanks, Mr. Aonuma, for showing us a Game & Watch console with 3 video games that we can quite literally either pirate or buy very easily on the internet for a very low cost. And this Game & Watch console will probably not even be able to be received for most people. You'll probably find it, and it'll be scalped on the internet for like $90. So, congrats. But yeah, I mean, and then they showed off Breath of the Wild 2. And Breath of the Wild 2, or the sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, there's a lot of small things in the trailer that had a lot of people excited. But the big thing, when you first look at it, it's like, okay, Link's in the sky. This is Skyward Sword, but Breath of the Wild.
He's Fortnite dropping.
He is Fortnite dropping. Where are we dropping, boys? Dusty Divot, here we come. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I was hoping for a really darker edge for it, and hopefully that's what the game turns out to be overall. But I did not really want to see another Skyward Sword, or like in terms of aesthetics and in terms of the way the world seems to be laid out and designed. If you're going to be in the sky most of the time, I don't know, man. I feel like that's a really weird direction to shift to after having your big first open world Zelda game, is like by segmenting the world and almost turning it into an open world Mario Galaxy. Because that seems like what it's gonna be. It's where you have these many planets you explore in the sky. I don't know. I it could be really good. It's probably gonna be really good. Zelda games typically are very, very good.
I don't know. My boy look all rugged and beat up.
He got long hair. He got a robot arm, dude.
Man,
Like,
looking like Jonesy with some hair.
yeah, oh my god, you just said that. Okay. Um, but I mean, yeah, like I there's not a whole lot to go off of. There's new Sheikah Slate abilities, and it looks like you're still going to be doing the tower thing, but the tower thing's going to be in the sky this time.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be by both, like some on the floor, some in the sky.
Yeah, I'm wondering what the timeline for the Zelda game is going to be, because at first I was like, is this going to be, because like the whole point of Skyward Sword was, this is the origin story for Zelda and Link. This is the game that started it all. This is, the reason why Ganon constantly comes back and fights them every time. This is the starting point. And like, I saw the Skyward Sword, like literally the sky, and I'm like, is this the origin? Like, are they gonna go backwards again now and make Breath of the Wild a prequel game to Skyward Sword? I wouldn't be surprised if they did. But
that would, don't do that.
But I mean, like, it would make sense considering the world is like changing from, and then they added in the sky portion. The sky portion looks eerily similar to Skyward Sword. So I don't know. Maybe that's what they're gonna do.
I don't know, man. I don't want another Skyward Sword, man. That shit was kind of.
Best Zelda game ever.
Booty. That's what.
But yeah, I mean, what?
Yeah.
Oh. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's Skyward Sword. I didn't hate Skyward Sword, though in retrospect, it probably was my least favorite 3D Zelda game. Though, I don't know, maybe the remaster will be good. Maybe they'll fix the controls, which were the main issue I had with the game, and it won't crash and break halfway through on me. But
Switch.
Oh, God damn it. Yeah. So I mean, like, the Breath of the Wild 2, they showed up a little bit of gameplay, but I don't think it's enough to justify, or not justify, to formulate an opinion on it. It seems interesting. I want to see more. Hopefully it's good. It'll probably be very good. But what are they going to do to make it different? Because it's already running on that Breath of the Wild 2 engine. The game looks very similar to Breath of the Wild 2. Breath of the Wild 1 looks very similar to... Yeah, it looks very similar to Breath of the Wild 1. It's just, what are they going to do to separate it? So I don't know. Yeah.
Like it better be like different enough that it's like, oh, this is a new game, but just similar enough for the people who played it previous to be like, this is a good successor.
I hope it's better than Breath of the Wild 1. That's my only concern. This is the first time... Actually, no, not the first time. The second time we are ever getting a direct sequel to a Zelda game. The only time we've ever gotten a direct sequel to a Zelda game was Majora's Mask, and that ended up being pretty good. But that's because they used oh my god, I did it again. They used the Ocarina of Time assets in a way that remixed the game entirely and made it a whole new thing. And I don't know, man, if they're just going to reuse the assets and be like, here's the sky, but you're doing the same things in the sky. I don't know how interesting that's going to be.
They said, here's the sky.
Yeah. The sky.
Breath of the Wild 2 Electric Sky Zoo.
Yeah. Any closing thoughts?
That's a good question. Listen, Bayonetta 3, what the fuck, dude? Enough of this
Oh,
shit.
Hideki
Enough.
Kamiya?
Yeah.
Weren't you
Oh.
cooking food, Tom?
I stopped.
It burned. No,
So
no, the
there-
apartment's burned down. It's fine. We're all dead.
Yeah, we're living outside right now.
Yeah.
We're running off a potato, like literally.
Yeah.
Nice.
But why? Like, we didn't see anything in terms of the new Switch, which was kind of poop. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Though I don't know, man. Guardians of the Galaxy's coming to Switch, so unless that game's literally running at 240p, I feel like the new Switch is coming, dude.
Would you put it below them to do that?
No, I wouldn't. That's the fucked up thing.
Okay, it'll run at 480 on your television, 240.
God, you know, most of these new Nintendo Switch games, including No More Heroes 3, by the way, which, oh my god, that gameplay looks so rough. Just because, like when I look at No More Heroes 3, I think of you know that meme video where Patrick is dancing at like 144p while the Soldier Boy in a really crappy low res sound is playing. That's what it makes me think of. That is what it makes me think of, dude. Like,
that shit rougher than a potato pancake made in the sun, baby.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no new Switch, no Elder Scrolls 6.
They didn't
Man.
show anything Pokemon related, which is still weird.
Nothing Pokemon related. No Beyond Good and Evil 2. This E3 sucks. This
Yeah,
E3
it sucks
blowed.
big things, man. This is poopy.
This E3 blowed poop.
Yeah.
Tyler, what did you think?
Like, I'm still waiting for it. I'm still waiting for E3. Like,
We got Elden Ring and that was it.
nothing happened.
God,
Lied to.
we were
Man, if
lied
we were
to.
to tier list this E3, this would be a trash tier list.
I should have known it was bad when they filled their time talking about shit that didn't need an extended chat about. Like, I should have known.
Dude, they talked about Gran Turismo for 40 to 30 minutes.
Forza.
Yeah, sorry, not Gran Turismo. They're both the fucking same. I don't care. Flight Simulator.
I don't know. The Battlefield game looked pretty epic.
Flight Simulator.
Is this-
DLC?
Is this what the Top Gun DLC for Flight Simulator? Is this what we're gonna end the podcast on? Is Tom laughing about Flight Simulator?
They're dedicated.
So tune in next time when we all play Chivalry 2.
Chivalry 2? Oh my god. This E3 was bad. Looking forward to Guardians of the Galaxy, Breath of the Wild 2. The game needs to come out and they need to show more of it. And I mean, it looks okay, but it's not really that monumental thing that everyone's freaking out about. And Sonic Colors is still mid. Okay, goodbye. Subscribe, hit the button, watch the podcast, be cool. Thanks for watching.
15 likes and you'll finally learn our names.
I think at this point we've said them enough that whatever, it's fine. Boop.
He said,